Full trigger. Nice run. Full trigger. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. Got the Blackjack 42 on the freaking block. Alright, the last video we actually installed the ZTW 200 in the boat. Okay, going to be running it with the stock motor. Alright, we'll be doing that in the next video. Today, in this video, we're actually going to be installing, reviewing the Power HD 40 kilogram high torque servo. We're going to be installing a standard size servo in the boat. Alright, basically I made a little mount for it. I'll go over that in just a few. Basically taking out this 1/6 scale, like giant heavy servo, okay, and replacing it with a lighter weight, much torquier servo, okay, trying to reduce the overall weight of this boat. All right, I actually blew this servo up, my receiver up, and the ESC up with this TP power motor. My last run out with this freaking boat, you guys. I was running on 8S at the speed run spot with this 1900 kV TP power motor. 2 runs basically. I freaking smoked my ESC, the receiver, and servo. So we're gonna build the boat bigger and better. We're gonna ironclad it out. All right, ironclad the damn thing out, lighten it up. So stick around, Big B with Ironclad RC. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Power HD servo. All right, this is a 40 kilogram servo. This one is 18 kilograms, okay? This servo right here at 6 volts is pushing somewhere in the neighborhood of 496 inches of torque, okay? This one right here is pushing somewhere in the neighborhood of 486. So it's almost a direct match at half the weight, I believe. All right, get this nice tin. It comes in a tin, okay? Probably make me a little prop box out of that. All right, I've had Power HD servos in the past, the cheaper ones. This is probably most expensive servo I've gotten from Power HD, but it's really nice. I actually like their cheaper servos. It was a good servo. It lasted me about a year or so. Get a few stickers with it. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. You get an aluminum cased servo. All right, 3-piece, blue anodized with laser etched graphics on it here. You get 2 servo horns, some mounting hardware, some grommets, vibration grommets or whatnot with the servo. Okay, we're definitely going to use those servo arms, and nice black wire. The wire is actually pretty long. I would say about a foot long at least. Okay, 40 kilogram. All right, it's supposed to be faster than the stock servo and hopefully half the weight. So it's actually a nice looking servo. It's kind of got some weight to it. It's heavier than I was expecting it to be. So let's see if I'm making a good decision here. Trying to cut weight on the boat. I'm using carbon fiber. You know, I used a carbon fiber ESC mount. The motor I'm putting in the boat is 100 grams lighter than the stock motor. This guy here is only about 60 grams heavier than the stock ESC. Let's see. 172 grams on the stock 6 scale servo, SPEKTRUM 904. And the upgraded servo I chose is 80 grams. So basically 100 grams lighter. 100 grams on the servo, and I got 100 grams on the motor. Come on, 200 grams lighter. All right. Oh, that's freaking great. That is good. Oh man, super stoked about that. All right, hopefully it fits in my servo mount, man. I hadn't even checked it. I made my servo mount with this servo. I used this as my servo while I was waiting on this to come in the freaking mail. Yeah, I made this out of a piece of carbon fiber from Offshore Electrics. All right, I made me a little nut plate on the back right there. Just kind of cut a couple slithers of carbon fiber, drilled a couple holes to fit my nuts in, epoxied the nuts onto my mount. Boom. Okay, I don't have to worry about like pulling nuts and all that craziness. I just screw my screws in. Done. Okay, makes it easy. It just basically sits right up onto the post right there. Drilled a couple holes to screw into the post. Done. Okay, it's going to work out perfect. I actually had to do quite a bit of measuring and figuring to get the servo arm to line up with the rudder linkage here, but I pulled it off, and it's actually pretty sturdy, believe it or not. Let's see if it's gonna fit it. Oh yeah, it does. Oh good, damn, that's good. Let's see if the holes match up. Yes, they do. Oh, I was taking a big gamble. But, you know, figure a standard size servo, they're standard size, so all of them have to basically be close to the same. Okay, so this actually goes in the boat only one way. All right, you guys see I've got less distance here, and I got more distance here. All right, so I've actually got to flip this servo around. Okay, if I put it in there like that, it's not going to meet up to my arm. Right, so I flipped it around here. Okay, you guys see the arm side is toward the transom. All right, it's going to screw right into my base right here, those posts. And I got my rudder zeroed out, and it's going to be perfect. You guys see that? The height should be good. Okay, I'm actually going to have to bend my arm a little bit to get it to match up. Okay, but hell, I think I just bent it. All right, gonna be a simple install. Okay, the hardest part was the nut plates, putting the nut plates on, so I'm not screwing into carbon fiber, which you probably could. You could probably get away without the nut plate with those self-tapping style screws, you know. But you know, I just wanted it to be sturdy in there and not move around, you know, stationary, you know, ironclad. All right, so it's I'm gonna go ahead and get it mounted up. Basically 4 screws here, and then 4 screws here. All right. Okay, so that's how it's going to go in the boat. Like I said, I'm just going to put my 4 screws in. I actually just got a new propeller for the boat. Still haven't got it balanced up yet, man. This is a ABC 2016 50 millimeter ABC prop, biggest ABC prop I've ever owned. But the hub was some kind of bad on this prop, man. I'm still working on it. It was some kind of bad. Oh, I'm almost there. It's getting there, man. It's getting there. The hub was so out of whack with the center bore. It was retarded, man. I got the propeller blades thinned out and shaped up the way I want them. Just working on that freaking hub, man. I got my servo mounted up, you know. Looks pretty good on there, actually. Alright, so we actually need to plug it into the receiver. Alright. So I got it plugged into the servo. Let's plug in a battery. Let's make sure our servo's zeroed out before we put the servo horn on. Got everything zeroed. Yep, everything's zeroed out. Oh, it's pretty quiet. It's pretty quiet. Nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and put our servo horn on. I think I got it where it's lined up perfect with that linkage there. Okay. Probably going to need to drill out these holes a little bit. I definitely am. Let me grab a drill bit real quick. Let's see what it looks like here. See, I really don't think this boat even needs 40 grams of torque. I mean, it's a big boat, but it don't take much rudder on this boat, really. Not much rudder at all. That's all the rudder I use on this boat. Not much. Alright, so I like to go down to the centralized hole, but I think I might run it on that top hole right there just because. Alright, got my drill bit here. Let's go ahead and drill that top hole out. Final answer. Actually, yeah. Alright. Hopefully that screw will fit. Let's check it out. Or my easy connector, I guess. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Alright. Now I just got to drop in those 4 screws on this post right there. Make sure it's lined up with the hull. Alright, so I actually need to go. My rudder's not in line with the hull, so I actually need to go back one tooth here. I'll just do any final adjustments on the rudder linkage right here. You know what I mean? Alright, so let's go ahead and get our screw in the servo horn there. Alright, so I got my steering arm zeroed out there. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put this guy here in. It looked like it had some Loctite on it. Yeah, it does. So I'm not gonna put no more on there. That should be good. Alright. Boom. There we go. So we're going to use my flex driver here for these screws. Good. I think that's gonna work. Boom! Alright, it's a clean looking setup. The servo's mounted in there secure. Okay, she's not moving. It's solid. Hell, that's solid, son. Look at that. I'm pushing down hard. It's not even budging. Okay. I got it hooked up with my receiver. Little tip for you. I put a little piece of Velcro in my box to keep my receiver, you know, on the side so my wires just shoot out the side. And I used a piece of cooling line, you know, just to match it up. Alright. Just kind of hanging out. Alright. I'm going to walk you guys through my settings on my remote. I had a couple guys ask me about that a couple weeks ago, and I just hadn't had a chance to do it. Alright, so that's all the rudder I use, not much. Okay, I've got basically my travel set at 60. Like, that's the most it'll travel. It'll actually go up to 150, and I've got it turned back to 63 and 67. Okay, that's all you need on this boat, or that's all I need on my boat. Now, keep in mind, my rudder's extended off the transom a couple inch, well, about a ½ inch, so it actually whips back in my boat out more so than the stock rudder setup. So I've actually tuned in my my settings here so it don't sweep the back of my boat out as hard as it used to. Okay, my speed, so my 60 on my travel, I've got my speed set at 60 and 66. Like I said, it goes up to 100. Alright, the rate is at 77 for my steering. Okay, you know, I slowed down my rudder. I don't need a fast rudder. Like, if it was too fast right when I would bump it, it would, you know, like fishtail the boat or something, or kick the back of the boat out real hard. So I turned the speed down and the rate. Okay, that might help you guys out. I don't know. Anytime you hook up a new ESC, make sure you calibrate everything. You know, calibrate it, do a new calibrations, run a calibration on it, set your endpoints and all that good stuff. But you know, I actually did my fine tuning with the rudder, getting it in line with the boat with my grub screw here, and then I Loctited it once I was done. Alright, and it's going to look good with this motor right here. It's going to look nice. With that blue servo, the blue water jacket, it's going to look good. And the green. Alright, this is the part number for the carbon fiber. I just got it from Offshore Electrics. You can get it from anywhere. That's just where I got it because I was making an order. Yep, so it's 2mm thick. Alright. And yeah, I'll be running 6S in the boat first when I go to test it out today. It's windy, so I don't even know where I'm gonna go run it at. It's so freaking windy. But then I'll put 8S 5200s in there just to start off with. And with this lighter servo, my CG was like right here without any batteries in the boat. My CG was here. Now it's like right here. So it actually lightened up the back of the boat quite a bit, and that's what I was after. Alright, so I'll let you guys go. That's basically how you make well, that's how I made a servo mount and mounted up a standard size servo in my Blackjack 42. Thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell to get notified for future builds, future projects.